So I am extremely excited for what Arda Guler is gonna achieve under José Mourinho, and I can already see based on how he's been playing in this past few matches, I can already see how Arda Guler is going to be used under José Mourinho. Now Arda Guler was played in the number 10 position, and I loved the way he was playing. Like he had two midfielders behind him, like Camavinga and Valverde, and then he was ahead of them. He played as a central attacking midfielder, and I love the way he played. This guy immediately passes. When it comes to just playing on the pitch, not even scoring goals, playing on the pitch, this guy is unbelievable. He's feeding families with these passes. And I know this is pre-season, but this is just an idea of what we're gonna see this season. Now last season we saw a lot of these performances. He put on a multiple amount of performances like this. Beautiful plays. And in this Leganes match, it's only pre-season. Guys, it's pre-season, a warm-up match. And he's already cooking. He's cooking, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Him under Jose loves creative players. He loves attacking midfielders. Arda is going to succeed. And finally, have his in the truest form, breakout season. Because last season, it was a breakout season, no doubt. But I feel like it was a breakout season for Arda Guler in a way where he was kind of a bench player. And then he became a starter. That was his breakout last season. This season, I think his breakout is gonna be more than that. I think it's gonna go from being a starter to maybe being one of the best midfielders in the world. But the craziest thing is, you seeing on the thumbnail, I say time to shine. Time to shine. Why do I say time to shine for Arda? Because the competition has never been as crazy as it is now. Maybe 2023/24, that season there was so much competition, but he was only a youngster. He was 18 years of age. His competition was Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Jude Bellingham, Eduardo Camavinga, Tchouameni, Dani Ceballos. I think I might be missing someone. This guy was literally never going to see the pitch, and these guys were all performing, even Dani Ceballos. Last season was way less competition, but unfortunately we are now, for this new season, returning to that. We will now have a midfield that might be too much and too strong for Arda Guler to fit in. And I hate to say it as an Arda Guler fan, his competition is Jude Bellingham, Rodri, Tchouameni, Valverde, Bernardo Silva, Brahim Diaz. Like, this list is literally insane. And these are players with way more experience than him, way more work ethic than him. I'm just being honest with you. Bernardo Silva works harder than him. Jude Bellingham works harder than him. Valverde. And I don't mean that they necessarily full-blown work harder than him, but they just have more weapons. They bring more. They add more. Arda Guler, even though he's a very talented player, doesn't maybe add as much as Bellingham adds. Add as much as Valverde adds. It is an insane amount of competition, and even though I'm very excited to see how he performs under Jose, I know it's going to be tough. It's no easy task, so that's why for even you guys, you Arda Guler fans, if you guys see him on the bench, you know it is what it is. I don't think you should even complain that much. So I love that he is playing pre-season because he needs to play pre-season. With players like Jude Bellingham who had an insane World Cup, his place is marked on that team sheet. Marked on that starting 11. There's nothing no one can do about it. With Arda Guler, he on the other hand, he didn't have a good World Cup. His team got knocked out. He didn't really do much in the World Cup. His match against USA was probably his best performance in the World Cup. And it was a good performance. He even scored in that game. But that's just not enough. It's not enough to convince Jose to start you over Jude, to start you over Bernardo Silva, to start you over Rodri, Valverde, Camavinga, all these hard-working players. But can I tell you what is going to make Arda Guler stand out? The same thing that made Mesut Ozil stand out. The same thing that made Toni Kroos and Luka Modric stand out. It's not their work rate, it is their fantastic passing. Not even fantastic, I would say for Arda Guler's case, world-class passing. His passing has reached world-class levels, and there's nothing no one can even say. Who is having this amount of output in the current day of football? Kevin De Bruyne, players like that. That's the only ones that's actually having this amount of output. Arda Guler, game by game, has this amount of output. We saw it last season. put on masterclass performances against Bayern Munich, Man City. He was a star, truly a star. And he's also a player that brings the best out of Kylian Mbappe. Because their duo was insane. You know how people were watching the World Cup, Michael Olise and Kylian Mbappe, their duo was literally insane. And it reminded me, and it just made me think so much about Arda, because that was pretty much him and Arda. Arda and Mbappe's duo, we saw how much times Arda found him. Arda would just kick the ball, and he finds Mbappe. So their connection is not something that José should look past. Because Arda Guler has a better connection with Mbappe than Bellingham does with Mbappe, than Vinny Jr. does with Mbappe. Arda Guler maybe has the best connection with Mbappe in the current team. But you know, this road for him is not going to be easy. I think if he in fact stays this season, it's going to be truly a test for him. Like for us Arda Guler fans, we're gonna truly see where this guy's at. No more excuses. I think we're gonna see where he's at now. We're gonna see if we can truly compare him with the best midfielders. Because now he has to compete with all of those midfielders. But you know what's so crazy? I think he will succeed. And I think he's gonna have one of his best seasons ever. But moving on from Guler, let's talk about the new signings. Yan Diomande was just signed. Or at least what Fabrizio Romano said. He said, yeah, we go on it. But we have not heard any concrete things, like we've not heard a concrete newspaper of Real Madrid and them putting out an announcement. We've not seen it yet. So we are currently still in a state where we don't truly know if this Diomande signing has happened. He's even in pre-season with Leipzig. I think we just gonna have to see what happens. Fabrizio Romano has not always been correct. He has gotten things incorrect in the past. If we don't sign Diomande, I'm not gonna have an issue with it. Because I think if it is true that Diomande is official in Real Madrid, it's gonna create problems. Problems for players like Endrick. Where is Endrick truly gonna fit in? I think Endrick is better on the right wing than he is, and I can explain to you. And I will actually explain it better in a future video. Endrick is left-footed, he's on the right wing, he beats defenders, he can score goals, he can put crosses in. I think Endrick probably would have been a better option, but we can't write off Diomande completely. I don't think he's worth that amount of money, and I will stand on every statement that I've made in the past, every statement I even made in my previous video about Diomande. And then there's a new news report. Rodri looks like he's on his way to Real Madrid. How crazy is this? He literally won the golden ball for best player in the World Cup. Do you see how crazy this is? Rodri, this is a perfect signing. The only player that can be affected by this is Tchouameni. And of course some others, Camavinga, maybe even Arda Guler. But having Rodri in the team is insane. Perez has been cooking the season. And then we are also seeing outgoings like Gonzalo Garcia. It looks like he's going to Fulham, and Fulham is now ran by Arbeloa. So you can imagine how many Castilla players are on the market. Cesar Palacios, a player that I didn't see one performance from him where he was trash. Cesar Palacios is so good. So good. I would take him even in the first team. He's good. But that is just my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. I will be reading, will be responding. Smash like on the video if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. And peace out.